as well. But Prospect Park, okay, that park right there was my living room, okay? I used to sleep right there in the dark, in night. We used to be right there, okay? And I would visualize, I said, but I'm not here. It was like 84. I said, I'm not here. I'm in 94, okay? And I see myself rocking the mic. I see myself teaching. I'm doing my thing. And I'm having this affirmation right over there, okay, in this bar. When it turned 9 o'clock and the sun come up, we come over here. And we would come over here, or I would come over here and study over there in the philosophy section. And this is the thing. Now, I just think I'm living my life. No, you wasn't. Something bigger than me. Something. It has no name, no form. It's outside of time. There is no way to pin it down. But you say to something, okay, help me. This is it. Just help. You see my situation. You see where I'm at. If there is a God, an ancestor, or anything, can you help me? That was me over there. And I said, here's how we gonna know that it's you. Because, and I said this, I said, I want to be the greatest rapper of all time. Now get this. Now that's just so arrogant. But this was the truth of it right there. I had no way of getting there. There was no way. There was no way. There was no way. It's like me talking to you right now saying, I'm going to be the president. And then 4 years from now, I'll become the president. Like, it's like, just like that. We sit here talking just like this and say, yo, I'm going to be the president. And then years later, I actually come in, like, I have no way of being the president right now, okay? I have no absolute way of running for any kind of office like that. No way. It was the same thing like this. No way. But I said, I was studying. I studied Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind. I read that here. James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. I read that here. When Dianetics first came out, I read that here. Okay? These people were pushing ideas about the mind and how you could elevate yourself by thinking your way out of your situation. I believed it. I came in here, started reading, and I started applying it. It started with affirmation. They said, whatever you want in your life, start saying it every day. When you wake up in the morning, when you go to sleep at night, your conversations, talk up your purpose, talk up your dreams, talk up your vision. I talked my vision up, talked up my dreams. Everybody I'm talking to, listen, I'm going to be a rapper. I'm going to be the greatest rapper ever. I'm going to be da-da-da-da. We had nowhere to do nothing. I'm walking around. I'm hungry. I'm dirty. I wander across the Williamsburg Bridge. I get to Canal Street. I'm around the Bowery. I'm walking around. I see this big place with a whole bunch of people standing outside on a line. What is this line? I asked the guy, what's this line? Why y'all standing on line? The man turned and he said, boy, if you want something to eat, you better get on this line. So I was like, oh, okay. So I jumped on the line, waited 2 hours. We on this line inching up. We could smell the food. You come around, they was baking something nice in the shelter. We were all waiting to get there. I get right up to the guy. He says, yo, where's your meal ticket? Meal ticket? Yeah, you need a meal ticket. That was it. 2 hours, no food. Had to go up now. Wait another 2 hours in social services. Now I'm sitting there 4 hours in. Still ain't eat nothing. Lunch, that was lunch. Lunch gone now. Now you got to wait 2 more hours for dinner. And get back on the line. So I went through this whole thing, got a meal ticket, got everything, got on the line. Got that. Now the buses pull up. The school buses. School buses pull up. After you eat, you get on the bus and they take you out to a shelter randomly in New York. You don't know if you're in Brooklyn, Bronx, whatever. I get on the bus. Randomly, we go to 166th Street in Boston Road. Men's shelter, the Armory. It's a women's shelter now. When I was there, it was a men's shelter. They had just opened it. The tanks were still in the Armory, actually. Our beds were next to tanks. We sleeping in the armory. Me and another guy named Just Ice. Just Ice was my buddy. He was in there. We was in there together. And you think your steps are your own. Mm-hmm. You walking, you're living, but you're being guided. In the shelter, a new social worker walks in. His name is Scott Sterling. Comes in with a suit and a tie, suit, jacket, briefcase. I'm the social worker. How can I help you? So he's a social worker for like 300 guys, 300 people. I'm one of them. I go in. I need tokens to go down and get a job. He said, if you ain't got the job, I can't give you the tokens. I said, how am I supposed to get the job without the tokens? Boop, 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 boop. We go back 15 minutes with this argument. Well, how am I supposed to get the job? If you don't have a job, I can't give you the job. We going back and forth. Finally, I get up in frustration. Oh, you just one of those house niggas holding the white man's money. You want to dole it out to me. Now you want to act like you above me. I called him out right there. Walked out the office. Just as I get ready to walk out, he stands up. Brother, wait a minute. You don't even know me or who I am. This is how he's talking. He put his briefcase, put his thing down. He said, yo, my name is DJ Scott LaRock. I play at Broadway RT. This da-da-da-da-da. I was like, what did you just say?
Wow.
He said, yo, I'm dumb. This ain't me. Don't get it twisted. And broke me down right there. I left. Still aggravated. Still ain't get the tokens. Walked out. Man, these sellouts in this building, man, these people. He argued with me. Said, yo, here you are, another black man failing in life. Woo. This was the argument we were having, right in the social worker office. He said, here you are, another black man failing. Why don't you get up and do something? And I was like, so he came all around. I left. He pissed off. But there was a guy named Said G. The group later on became Ultramagnetic MCs. But Said G used to live in Webster Projects with his moms, okay, and his brothers. I was a graffiti writer at the time. I'm in the bathroom putting up Krs-one in the bathroom. Get caught by the security. Security rolls up. What you doing? Oh, put my name up. He said, security came out and was like, yo, I write Flasher. He came and put his name up. This was security. This dude was in a security outfit. Caught me bombing. He said, I write too. Wrote flat. And by the way, Flasher was huge. This dude was up everywhere. For those that are into graffiti, there's a graffiti crew called the Rascals, TR. Pre-Sweet, Mr. Mayor, Flasher. These dudes were kings of graffiti. They were up everywhere. Okay, their names were everywhere. All city. I knew this only by name. So when Flasher was in the bathroom with me, putting up his name, I was blown away. I was like, yo, you're Flasher? Yes, I'm Flasher. And he was a security guard in the shelter. He said, yo, I hear you and this guy Just Ice rhyming. I got a friend named Said G. You need to go to Said G house and see what it is. So I went to Said G house because of Flasher.
Wow. Got
there. First thing is moms come up. Boy, did you eat? Did you eat, boy? And she like, you know, mother's gay, like looking at your face. Like, boy, did you eat? Did you? Now keep in mind, we some scroungy dudes from the shelter, okay? We in the street. Okay, we come in this woman's house, dirty, stinking. She sits us down to this plate of food. Yo, let me tell you, April, I remember to this day, okay? In the shelter, you have plastic forks. Sorry. In the shelter, you have plastic forks. You eat, everything's plastic and plate. We eating like this for years. I was in shelter like 4 years, okay? This is all I know, plastic plate. Now we sit down in somebody's home at a table. See, this stuff we take for granted. I couldn't pick up the fork. I never forget this. She sat us down, me, ICU, somebody else was with us, sat us down to this table, put the food in front of us, like chicken and something, mashed potato, some old black folk food, okay? Yeah. We sitting there eating. I couldn't get the fork. The fork was heavy. It was like I had to readjust my hand to handle a metal fork.
Wow.
The plastic, the paper, this, it's like my reflexes were off. So I picked up this fork. I'm trying to eat with this new tool. Because that's what it felt like. I'm eating this, so she's like, and what y'all gonna do? How y'all gonna make it in this world? Boy, don't you realize? And she's just grilling us like, don't you realize what's out here for you? Don't you realize? And we're just sitting there eating the food, listening. So Seji is like, Ma, you don't have to give him the speech. He saves us, brings us in the back to his bedroom that had a 4-track recorder and a drum machine, a SB 1200 drum machine.
Yes.
That's what he had in his house. He handed me the mic. Said, what you got? About 15 minutes later, I was his MC. Said, G, yo, you got to be down with us. For a hot minute, I was Ultramagnetic MCs for a hot minute. Cool Keith was like 10. Wow. Running around, okay? And so Said G start banging these beats. I start going to his house every day, really. Get to his house maybe the 5th, 6th day. In walks the social worker. In Sid G's house. I'm there. Sid G had about 8 other MCs. I'm grilling them. We getting it in. Cypher is on. And see, what really made the Cypher really good is that we used to rhyme for money. Back in the people don't rhyme for money no more. I mean, it's a different way they do it now, but back in the days, it used to be a 20. Everybody put a 20 on the ground. Boom, 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 boom. And it was like 8 of us. It was like a $200 pot. And it was like, and me, I'm going back to the shelter? Well, no, I'm taking all your money, okay? Everybody here paying, okay? Everybody. Because these people were eating every day. They were fly. I'm coming from the shop. I had nothing, okay? You say, how do you maintain? When you have nothing, you see how fast your skills get perfected. At the end of the day, I practiced on these dudes in Said G's house, wiping them out one at a time. You, let's go. Boom, 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 you out. Let's go. Boom, 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 you out. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. So Said G is amazed. He's sitting there like, yo, I've never seen nothing like this. I'm freestyle. I'm off the top. I'm doing written stuff, all types of stuff they never heard of, okay? He's amazed. But in walks the social worker. So the social worker sees me getting it in with a bunch of dudes. I'm getting it in. So he goes over, he says, yo, what's up with that dude right there? He said, yo, that's S, man. They said, I was KRS. They used to call me S. Yo, that's S, man. That's what it is. So the social, he was like, yo, let's talk. So we went on the side, and Scott wanted to talk. So we started talking. He was like, yo, that other day, it was crazy. And he said, yo, let's just start over. He said, let's just start over. And we started over. And he was DJ Scott LaRock. I'm Krs-one. We said, look, let's form a group. We called ourselves Scott LaRock and the Celebrity 3. It was 3 of us, me, this other guy named Jerry Levi, and a female named MC Quality. The 3 of us, together with Scott as the DJ. We signed to Zakia Records in '85 with Eric B. and Rakim. Wow. This is before Eric B. for president even. They had signed to Zakia. Their record came out on that. We all in the street. All of us. Eric, Ra, me, Scott, everybody, okay? The crack cocaine era's coming up. 83. LA been getting hit, okay, from like 79. They was already ravished. 83, 84, this plague comes to New York. Conscious MCs are saying, stay away from that. We don't need to do that. Putting it in the rhymes. Others are like, yo, you need to smoke this because in your rhyme. We was like, this is a violation of everything we are about. But it was deep because the crack cocaine era violated all the rules of the streets, not just rap rules, but